I bought a Tapper colt at the Keeneland September sale and incredibly excited about that purchase. It was a colt that had plenty of size and scope and carried himself with a real presence that drew me to him.
I bought a Tapper colt out of Black Coronas at the Phasing 10th in July sale, out of a Curlin mare, big beautiful horse. We're real excited about him coming up in the spring.
Taprit, standing at Gainesway.
The Grade 1 Runhappy Santa Anita Derby, brought to you by Gainesway, is the feature race on Saturday at Santa Anita, smack in the middle of the card. It's race number 6. And the story of the race, unfortunately, is that 3 of the 6 runners in the Santa Anita Derby are former Bob Baffert trainees, now trained by his former assistant, Tim Yachtine. And the reason I say it's unfortunate is because these are some good horses, and this year's Santa Anita Derby has the whole Baffert suspension cloud kind of hanging over the entire Saturday card at Santa Anita. It certainly does in the Santa Anita Derby and the Santa Anita Oaks as well, a race in which Adair Manor and Under the Stars are expected to run well for Yachtine, and I would expect Yachtine's recent acquisitions, Messier, Armagnac, and Taiba, to also run well in the Santa Anita Derby. 3 of the 6 Santa Anita Derby entrants now trained by Tim Yachtine, including the likely favorite Messier. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for the Santa Anita Derby. It's race number 6, and the favorite, number 4, Messier. The other 2 Baffert trainees, Taiba is trying to make an ambitious class hike from a debut sprint win straight into the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby. It seems overly ambitious. And the other long shot, Baffert trainee, I should say, former Baffert, now Yachtine, is Armagnac, who completely disappointed last time out at 9-2 behind Forbidden Kingdom. But they're going to try him again, Armagnac, at 20-1, now trained by Yachtine. Okay, we're going to start off talking about a horse that is listed at 20-1 on the line, and he needs to run faster on Saturday than he did last time out in order to even hit the board. But here's the thing about number 5, Win the Day. His debut was a runner-up finish in a turf sprint. Second time out, he ran a mile on turf and virtually split the field. But last time out, trainer Doug O'Neill switched him to the main track, this gelded son of midshipman. And not only did Win the Day run the race of his career, he destroyed the field at odds of 9-1. Let's take a look at the stretch run of Win the Day winning a maiden race. He's going to rally wide on the outside. He still seems a little bit green. This is only the 3rd start of his career, but he straightens out and he dominates the race. He wins by more than 5 lengths. The buyer speed figure that he earned was a mare 83. So he's going to have to run faster, but he is getting good. He is progressing, and Win the Day has an off-the-pace running style that is the exact opposite of Forbidden Kingdom, Messier, and Taiba, the 3 favorites in the Santa Anita Derby. The point is, Win the Day is not going to be battling with those favorites. He'll lay at the back of the field, and he is going to come with the run. Win the Day, to me, is the one crazy horse in this race that you might be able to gamble on. He's a good horse, sharp horse, getting better, progressing. He improved 20 buyer points last time out, 21. What if he makes another similar forward move on Saturday? 3-year-olds, when they start getting good, there's no telling where they level off. I'm not saying that Win the Day is the most probable winner in the race. He's not. He's a 20-1 shot with a chance to outrun his odds. Okay. The horse that many of us were surprised to see in this race, and so was the racing manager of Taiba, and that is Taiba. And Taiba was purchased last year for $1.7 million at a 2-year-old in training sale, and they took their time. He's owned by Amir Zidane, who also owned Medina Spirit, and Zidane would love to get back to the Kentucky Derby, a race that he won a year ago, and then was Medina Spirit subsequently disqualified. But they bought Taiba for $1.7 million, and then they did the right thing with him. They gave him time to grow up, to fill into himself, and he did not make his career debut until this March. By then, everybody knew about Taiba. a $1.7 million son of Gunrunner who worked fast at the 2-year-old sale, who trained fast this winter for Baffert. And take a look at what Taiba did in his career debut. It was early last month, the 1-2 favorite, and, well, he ran to expectations. He won by more than 7 lengths, Taiba did. He earned a 103 Beyer speed figure, one of the fastest figures of the year, and he looked like he could be any sort of horse, and he still might be. The question is, what cost is there, if any, in running a debut winner, impressive as he was, second time out in a grade 1 against the seasoned graded stakes winners, Messier and Forbidden Kingdom? You just have to wonder, what will the ultimate price be rushing a lightly raced, unseasoned colt like Taiba into the Santa Anita Derby? The truth of the matter is, he would fit a lot better in the Lexington Stakes at Keeneland in a couple weeks. And I know that that race is not the segue to the Kentucky Derby. The Lexington is not. And the owner of Taiba wants to get back to the Kentucky Derby. Look, Taiba is an unbelievable talent. Who knows how good this colt can be? You just wonder whether this is the right move. I picked him third because I respect any horse that can win his debut by more than 7 lengths with a 103 Beyer speed figure. We're going to find out a little bit more about Taiba, and win or lose, he will influence the pace because he could give Forbidden Kingdom a battle up on the front end. Forbidden Kingdom is fast. He's probably the speed of the speed in the Santa Anita Derby, and his most recent start, let's take a look at the San Felipe on March 5th, and Forbidden Kingdom made the lead. He went fast early, 45 and change, 110 and change, and ran them off their feet. Doppelganger was left reeling back in second. By the way, Doppelganger did not exactly flatter the performance of Forbidden Kingdom. Doppelganger returned to finish kind of a nondescript, out-of-the-money finish in the Arkansas Derby last week. But this is Forbidden Kingdom winning for fun in the San Felipe. That was the first route race in Forbidden Kingdom's career. So can he run 2 alike in the Santa Anita Derby? Why not? And here's the thing. He'll have to do it this time, possibly under pressure from Taiba. Taiba's drawn outside, exiting a sprint race in which he pressed a 45 and 3. Forbidden Kingdom is drawn in post number 3. So there's going to be some maneuvering going into the first turn. Who makes the lead? Is it Forbidden Kingdom? He's fast. Will it be Taiba stretching out from a sprint? I don't know. But the one thing you don't want to see, if you like either one of these two colts, and I respect them both, you don't want to see them going head and head. Maybe one clears and the other sits second, and maybe they turn it into a parade. We'll find out. Forbidden Kingdom is my second choice, but I don't want any part of him at 6-5 in a race that he could be pressured. Get pressure from Taiba. The horse to beat is the even money favorite. His name is Messier, and Messier has always been very well regarded. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts, including his most recent start. It was in early February when he was trained by Baffert, and Messier, he won in a romp. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stretch run of Messier killing the field by 15 lengths in the grade 3 Bob Lewis. He was the odds-on favorite. He was supposed to win this race. He was actually supposed to win the grade 2 Los Alamitos Futurity 2 starts back, but he did not. He finished second that day. This was a return to form for Messier. Messier won this race on the front end. He'll probably get a pressing and or stalking trip on Saturday, sitting right behind Forbidden Kingdom and Taiba. Messier has trained extremely well for his first start for Yakteen, and he is a deserving favorite. Now, here's something about Messier that may or may not be true. He reportedly has made noises when he works and or races. And by noises, I mean noises when he breathes. And when a horse makes noises, it can be indicative of a potential breathing issue. I don't know if Messier has a breathing issue, but he has made noises when he is working and or running in a race. So I'm a little leery of backing a horse like him at a short price, knowing that maybe those noises are indicative of some sort of breathing situation. I don't even know if it's true, but it's worth mentioning anyway. Even money on Messier to me is an underlay, even if he is the most likely winner. Forbidden Kingdom at 6-5 is not a whole lot better. And Taiba, second-time starter at 4-1, is not much better than those two low odds horses as well. I think Messier will probably win the Santa Anita Derby. But for a crazy horse, a horse stepping up in class off a maiden win, and he's going to have to rally from dead last, I'm going to put a couple bucks on Win the Day. Trainer Doug O'Neill doesn't just throw horses in races like this without some reasonable expectation that the horse is going to run well. And I expect Win the Day to run well. And if he moves forward off his maiden win, who's to say he can't hit the board? The Santa Anita Derby, my top pick is Messier. The horse I'll be putting a couple dollars on is the 20-1 outsider by the name of Win the Day. It's race number 6, the Runhappy Santa Anita Derby, Saturday at Santa Anita.